are you feeling now with a number of Premier League games under your belt?
Yeah, I'm delighted. I think it's finally sunk in that I'm a Premier League player now, especially after playing against Man United, being a Man U fan. So yeah, delighted and just looking forward to the next games coming up now, because I think the next couple of months are going to be important for us, because looking at the fixtures, the teams that we're playing are going to be the teams that are going to be in and around where we are in the league, I think.
You said that you now feel like a Premier League player. When you first stepped out onto the pitch, I think it was the game against Leicester, did it take you a while? I mean, clearly you won, but were you thinking, was it different?
Yeah, I think the whole build-up's just a lot bigger. You seem to be doing more interviews, and there's more people around the training ground trying to like media stuff and stuff like that. And the whole build-up to the game, you see it on TV. Just watching adverts and watching normal TV, you just see Hull City versus Leicester popping up and watch it on Sky Sports and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a whole build-up and you can't really miss it. So I think that's just all part of the Premier League, I think.
To outsiders, your emergence in the Hull team was a surprise, but I suppose everyone around here knew what you could do from last season already.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm playing in a different position this year from what I played last year. I played predominantly left wing last year, and I got a few goals and a few assists, and I think I had a good season last year. And it got us up to the Premier League, being part of that team, so it was a very good season. Yeah, I've got a new role this season, playing defensive mid, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to playing there week in, week out, and hopefully I can try and keep my shirt. How
did that change come about, and in the first place?
Well, more or less, I think it was because we had about 6 players at the start of the season, and we was all playing in a few different positions, and we had a couple of injuries as well because we don't have no midfielders. And fortunately, I played there in pre-season. I think I played 3 or 4 games there, and I was playing well. And come to the first game, and I knew I'd be playing because, like I say, we had very few players, but I just didn't know what position. And he put me in there and sent it defensive mid, and I think I did well, and I've stayed there ever since.
And had you done it kind of growing up, or at any of your previous clubs?
Not really a defensive midfield, but I used to play centre midfield, which isn't too different. But I enjoy the defensive side of playing that role as well. And in the Premier League, you seem to get a lot of the ball, which I like doing. And like I say, I think the higher you go up as well, you seem to get more time on the ball in them deep areas, which I enjoy doing as well. So yeah, I'm just enjoying it and just keep going.
It says that you enjoy kind of perhaps the spoiling nature of your role as well as the kind of creative side.
Yeah, that surprised me, to be fair. I've said to a few people that before I used to be a striker when I was young as well. I love scoring goals and getting assists, but this year when I make interceptions and blocks, I seem to get a buzz off it, which I've never done before. So I think that's just me just converting into this defensive role. And like I say, yeah, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully that'll continue.
Your emergence has been compared to N'Golo Kante for Leicester last season, a relative unknown with a big impact, and the stats are pretty good as well. What do you make of that, and is Kante the type of player that you'd aspire to be?
Yeah, I've seen that a few comparisons on social media sites like Twitter and stuff, and yeah, I can't really say I aspire to be like N'Golo Kante because I've never played defensive midfield. I used to aspire to be like left wingers or strikers, but yeah, they're the sort of players I need to look at if I'm going to be looking at central defensive midfielder in the long term. I need to be trying to aspiring to be like them players and see what they do week in, week out, and try and learn from them. And it's been a great help when we're playing against them sort of players as well, because you can kind of have a look back on the laptops after the game and see what they did in that position and see where you can improve.
Having come from Leicester, were you kind of quite proud of what they did last season?
Yeah, I left there on pretty bad terms. So I got released because they said I was too small. So it wasn't the best of terms. But yeah, like I say, I always look out for the results. There's no grudges held or anything there, because without them I wouldn't be where I was now in the end. So yeah, I think it was brilliant just for the whole football last year, because it's give all the clubs in the Premier League that added belief now that can go in and do something special like Leicester did.
Was it hard to try and pick yourself up? Because I mean, a teenager being, let go by your boyhood club, what was that like?
Yeah, it was hard. I spent 6 years of my life there, from the age of 10 to 16, so it's near enough all your childhood. So that's all I ever knew was playing for Leicester. So when I got released, I definitely had a few sleepless nights, just thinking that my dream had gone of playing for Leicester, because I'd had 6 good seasons there where I was playing well, and I was being told that I was hopefully going to make the first team in the future. So yeah, I think it was a massive reality check, and it definitely knocked my confidence for 3 or 4 years after that, and I finally gained that back, and I pretty much handed that down to the Glenolly Academy, where I went to for 18 months.
Right, I'll come on to that in a sec, but I know it's stating the obvious, you know where your career started, etc., but just tell us a little bit about the journey from Leicester to now playing in the Premier League.
Well, it's a long journey. How long you got? Well, basically, I went on a few trials after getting released from Leicester. You have exit trials and stuff, and every team just seems to be saying the same. You're too small. It's not because you're not good enough. You're just too small, and we can't really take the risk on signing you and hoping you have the growth spurt later on. So, like I say, it just takes away confidence that, because there's nothing I can do. They're not telling me I'm a bad footballer. They're just telling me I'm a good footballer, just too small. So, and there's nothing I could do about that. So I went to college for 2 years after that. After being told, I just thought I'd just go to college and try and get a diploma or whatever and see where it goes from there. And yeah, I managed to get a trial at Lincoln City through one of the tutors there. Had a good four or 5 months at Lincoln, and then the manager changed, which happens. Chris Sutton came in and he wanted to bring his own players in and change it. So I got released from there. I managed to get a trial at Glenhoddle Academy through a lad called Chris Fagan that was playing at Lincoln. He used to be at the academy. Went out there for 18 months, did well, got my confidence back, I think, playing out there, and worked on a lot of my game and had that growth spurt to get to 6'2", where I am now. I managed to get a contract for, I think it was 12 months at Hereford at the time. Went there, brilliant for me playing non-league and just trying to work back up the leagues and to try and get to where I am now. And I went from there to Mansfield, went up one league, went at Mansfield for a year, went up to Chesterfield, was there for a year, went to Hull in the Championship, and then got in the Premier League. So I've done 5 leagues in 5 years, which is an unbelievable rise. But I think it's the best possible rise I could have had, because I think if I'd have jumped from non-league to maybe the Championship, I think it might have been a bit of too much from my background. So definitely working up the leagues, it's given me that background and just that knowledge, I think, of all the different leagues and the type of football you play in the different leagues. So it's all helped to where I am now. How
much hungrier has it made you?
Yeah, I always said it wasn't just for me as well, it's for my family, because a lot of my family made sacrifices when I was young. Obviously, I've got 2 brothers as well, and my dad used to have to drive me 3 times a week to Leicester and back, which was an hour there, an hour and back. So it's not just me that's making the sacrifices, it's my dad as well, taking time off work and maybe missing out on games from my brother as well. So yeah, it was tough, and when I got released, that was always in the forefront of my mind, just trying to prove people wrong, trying to prove myself right that I could get to there, because I always knew I had the ability. It was just trying to get there and have the opportunity, and yeah, just try and do it for my family as well, really, and try and make them proud.
There aren't many players that you speak to who've had the opportunity to play or to train under someone like Hoddle. How big an influence has he been?
Yeah, like I say, it was massive, because from his background, he's the ex-England manager, so everyone knows what calibre of manager he is and coach. So working under him day in, day out was brilliant for me. And like I say, I didn't have much confidence as a player then, because I just kept getting knocked back from every club I was at. So going there and Glenn picking me out from thousands of trialists was just, that helped me instantly get that confidence boost, thinking Glenn thinks I've got something about me, so that's going to help me. And yeah, working day in, day out in Spain, which is a great atmosphere to be out in, and just working on everything really, just your all-round game definitely helps me, and I'll definitely say it shaped me into the player that I am today.
And what do you want to do? What do you want to do at your playing career? I mean, you're 26, you've just started your Premier League career. Where are you going?
Well, if you'd asked me that 4 or 5 years ago, I would have just said I just want to be playing in the Football League and just being a professional footballer, because that's what I've always dreamed of doing. I think any young lad that wants to be a footballer just dreams of playing in the Football League and playing in the big cups like the FA Cup and stuff. So, and now I've got into the Premier League, which I never dreamed I would do. I think the next thing is just trying to play for your country, just trying to play well week in, week out. It's not really at the forefront of my mind at the minute. I'm obviously a new player to the Premier League. No one's really heard of me, so I'm just trying to establish myself in the Premier League and try and keep my first team spot at Hull, and who knows where that'll take me.